Hello, today we will be talking about how we can block some tee times and repeat those tee times. So first you want to select the times in which you want to block. We'll say 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's a really cold morning and we have some frost delay. So there's two ways to do this. You can first right click on it and go to block slot and no tee times block, or you can highlight the area, right click and do the same thing. However, if you do choose to right-click in the individual slot, you will need to manually enter the end time in which you wish to end these times. So let's say 8:10. In the reason field, you will want to list the reason if you want that to be visibly shown. Let's say it's frost delay. And we will hit save. You'll see now that the frost delay has been blocked on the tee sheet and also reflects on the heat map for easy visualization. If you try and click these spots, you will not be able to book a tee time. Now let's say it's going to be a cold couple mornings, so we need to repeat this frost delay for the next 3 days. You'll simply right-click the blocked area, click repeat, and from here you can choose the daily option. Because we're utilizing the next 3 days, we'll choose daily. 3 days starts as of today and ends after either 3 occurrences or, to make things a little easier, on 1, 2, 3, the 16th. The summary option will be the same reason option we utilized before. After that, you will hit done. Now let's use an example where you have a league play or a time that you need to block out for an event. In that case, we're going to hit repeat. And instead of choosing daily, let's go ahead and use a weekly option. Let's say this event repeats every 3 weeks on Tuesdays. We want this to begin today, and you have the choice to either choose that it's going to occur for 3 occurrences, which would mean every 3 weeks for that 3 weeks, equaling 9 total weeks. Or if you want to make it easy on yourself, choose the calendar option and choose the date frame in which you'd like to have these blocks scheduled out. You would simply hit done and see that this is now a reoccurring blocked time. If you wanted to edit this, you could simply go to edit, the time in which it is for the actual day of the block, or you can right click. When you hit repeat, you can then change or modify the actions in which you did. Next, we're going to review the additional blocking options. So if you right click on this time, block slot 9 holes only. This allows you to block just 9 holes, and let's say you have a 27-hole facility and you have aerification in which you space it out and allow your players to just play the 18 holes. Once you make this block, you can then repeat it over the aerification schedule. Same if you have an 18-hole facility, or for the various reasons you may need to block your 9 holes. For the reason, we'll just put this in for visual purposes. Now you'll see there's a different color for this kind of block. The next example we're going to do is an 18 holes only block. This can be helpful and utilized if you have peak times, let's say Saturday and Sunday mornings. You do not want people to be able to play just 9 holes. You're going to require them that they want to play in those peak times, that they have to play the 18 holes and no longer have the option for 9 holes. You will now see that you have a different color for this option as well. One of our newer features is now to be able to block turn times only. This becomes useful if you have a 27-hole facility and as your course rotates, you need to ensure that no one's going to jump in there in front of anyone finishing their back 9. This can also be utilized so nobody's able to book a back 9 reservation online or do anything to disturb turn times. In this example, we'll use turn times as the reason and hit save. You'll see now that it is pink and a different color to mark that as well. The next and final option is the no online bookings. This is helpful if you have a particular group that is coming in that you want the flexibility for your golf shop to make those times. However, you want to make sure that no one is going to impede that flow of tee times by booking online and maybe jumping in between people. Another good example would be if you have reciprocal play coming in and you want to be able to log those tee times. This allows your pro shop to have complete control of the times and who's booking them. You can now see that this section has been blocked off not only here, but also on the heat map. But I'm going to give an example of now I'm going to book on top of that time. So let's go ahead and book a tea time. And from here, a really nice feature I like to explain is that this field captures the data of any information stored. So I'm going to type a first name and the last name, and it's still going to populate the information. So I'm going to go ahead and click there. They're members, so they have a 0 rate. And then let's go ahead and make it a 4-player time. We'll add Lindsay as well. Also a 4-player. It will now, because we're not going to enter any additional names, it's going to assume it's a guest, and the guest rate of $75 will appear here. We're going to go ahead and reserve because we're going to take care of that tea time and not have our guests play. So if you wanted to have the additional players pay, you would probably want to utilize the split reserve instead. We'll hit reserve here. And you can see that now we have booked on top of that time. It's also reflected in the heat map. Another small feature to point out is these symbols do represent that it's a turn time. So if this symbol is here, it's reflecting that it's turning, and just a nice visual so you know that information.